Call to order at 4:30. Regular meeting minutes of October 1st.
Make a motion to approve those.
I'll second
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Very nice. Refunds, abatements. We have total of 2408.51.
Yes.
I don't know if you were able to see those at all. Denise,
Yes, I have them.
for the record, Denise is on the phone.
I'll make a motion to, have them.
Is there a second to that?
Yep, I'll second it.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
ARPA, and I thought I was gonna be here, I would have had more prepared for you, but by the end of the year, we need to have our ARPA funds kind of committed, not necessarily under contract, but committed, in a formal way. And so we do have some that are left over from various projects that we completed and, had unexpended funds. And we have a couple ones that we never did the projects and may not. Kind of like we did one for the library for $10,000 to add on to the access control system where they'd be able to open the side door from their desk,
Oh.
with a camera and all that. I don't know, at this time, I'm not really thinking it's needed, and if we end up going into another big pandemic, I'm sure we can find the money to do it then, but I think it'd be money that would just be kind of wasted and not utilized. But that's just one project. We are starting on the bathrooms downstairs, the renovation. In fact, we'll have a portalet here next week for all the people that come to the town hall. And these are just some ideas I threw out there. I really would like, if you guys have some ideas, maybe in the next meeting, we can sit down and put them all together and figure it out. I'm not really sure about the firehouse bathroom project. We're trying to get some numbers together. It's gonna be a lot of work done by the members, like the carpentry, the electrical. The plumbing and the heating will have to farm out. But we're gonna try, this fire company's gonna try to save as much money as they possibly can on that project, but again, we'll talk about the meeting. Security cameras at the transfer station, that would be handy. Dave's mentioned that a number of times. We've had some incidents there, and plus it's a place where, a lot of the public come in and, God forbid there's, anyone has a trip and fall, it would be good to capture it as well, an accident. Pickleball court project, we might be able to pay for some of the base material, for the courts. Stage for Memorial Park and the town beach would be a portable stage. We talked about that when we first started doing these ARPA talks, and it didn't make the list, which is, fine. But I tried for LoCIP monies for that, and because it's not a permanent stage, they would not agree to cover that under LoCIP. HVAC, we have 3 rooms underneath the firehouse over there that could use it, the mini split system. Eldridge generator, that is showing its age, not due to overuse, but just showing its age. We've had some low power issues there lately with it. I think we did put away at least 10,000 for it so far. Might be 20 as of this year, but it's probably going to be close to a $60,000 generator because there's 2 transfer switches for that generator. That adds a lot to the cost. Eldridge water system monitoring. In order to kind of keep a better eye on the water system there, I think we talked about this, where they would put in floats with an alarm system that would notify like 3 different phone numbers when the water gets below a certain level. So we know ahead of time. When it goes out on a Friday, we don't find out till Monday, and by that time, the tanks are really low. So like I said on there, if you can add to the list your own ideas, and we can just bounce them around the next meeting.
Tom, could you put a list together of the money that we have available.
Yep.
Cause I know, just for one that I know of, was the sign that we wanted to do across the street.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's ever gonna happen or not, but.
I don't think it's gonna happen, because we need to be under contract before the end of the year.
Right.
And with this whole town center project, that's kind of in limbo,
So I know there was not a lot of money, but
25,000, I think.
25,000,
Yeah.
that's available right
Yep.
there. So if you could put a list of what's available for us,
Yeah,
and then we could probably take that list and
Yeah.
what's the important, like the generator is probably one of the important things that has to get done
Hmm.
at Eldridge.
Yeah.
And then work from there, whatever money we have would probably be a way to go.
yeah, I'll get that and send it out to each of you,
Okay.
before the next meeting, so you have it and so you can think about it. But we also have to remember that we have to commit that money. It's gotta be something we can commit the money to rather quickly too.
Right.
Which you might be
Does it
able
have
to.
to be under contract, or we just have to say that we've voted that that's what we're going to spend it on?
I think if we get a PO at least out for it, would suffice. I gotta talk to Rick about that. I'll see him tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, Okay.
We wanna make sure we're in line with what ARPA wants for reporting. So I'll get, like Vinnie suggested, the whole list of the projects, what monies have not been expended, what's available,
Right. This way
or
we
could be
have
available.
an idea of what we're looking at.
Yeah, definitely. I'll get that out to you.
Okay.
That's all I had on ARPA right now. Let's see. We don't meet until November, early November, right?
Yeah.
November 5th.
Okay. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to move on. So that's gonna whittle the list down too, of what we can get moving on quickly. Wakeboarding ordinance, Vinnie, you brought this up at
Yes, I
the
did.
last meeting.
Well, somebody brought it up to me.
Yeah. And I have, Denise, you got it. I'm not sure if you can pull it up on your phone,
yes, I have it.
but what I don't see here is the original.
Subdivision?
No. So what happened was I talked to Eddie Jacobs. He's on the ordinance committee.
Okay.
They received this ordinance, actually two. One was for dock identification. I think that passed them with resounding, affirmation. And it makes sense to me if we can figure out. It's one thing to put numbers on your dock, but if people don't know what road it's associated with, that could be confusing to people on the water, but we'll figure that out. The water skiing, wakeboarding, wake surfing, it was presented, and as I went through the ordinance commission over time, it got down to more of an advisory thing. Instead of something that I feel that DEP would like is something they can sink their teeth into and enforce. There were concerns about the original ordinance because it limited a lot of activity in South Bay instead of just what this is what they felt, instead of just what the purpose was. I think the original intent is to have those large wake boats that are using them for wake surfing to do that activity in a different part of the lake instead of South Bay, because one, you have the issue with erosion because of the wakes, not only erosion, but damage to docks and boats and people, but also the erosion these large wakes cause. And also these large boats, when they're in the act of wake surfing, they put out a huge wake, but they're also sending a jet of water down to the bottom of the lake, which stirs up the bottom of the lake and nutrients and everything else. So I think that was kind of the real intent of, of this ordinance, and it didn't end up there. And by the time this ordinance committee got done with it, it was County Trolley decided to withdraw that ordinance from their consideration. But I think there's a way to get to where we need to be if we want to go ahead with an ordinance. And I think you really just have to be very specific with the activity, and you can only limit it to that. I don't think it helps, and I appreciate what the ordinance committee did, with the advisory, but no one's gonna see this really, this advisory.
Right.
Even if you post it on, the various ramps. You need something that the DEP, law enforcement can actually enforce. And, so I think we may have to go back to the table this winter and kind of come up with something that will work for the DEP, and it's gonna work for the concerned residents on the lake, as well. And I've seen it, I've been out there and, I've gotten swamped by these wakes and everything else. But I think we gotta bring it back to a kind of more narrow, purpose instead of very broad, because they did talk about wakeboarding, which you can wakeboard behind my boat, behind any boat, really. I mean, obviously, there's people that want a larger wake so they can do flips and different tricks. But it was like Camper Wasting is down there, and they bring their kids out, their campers out on the lake behind ski boats, normal ski boats, and they go wakeboarding. And they try to keep that right in the area down there because that's where their camp is, that's the base of operations, they can be seen from shore, go pick up the kids. So they were concerned that this ordinance might have gone a little too far. So that was kind of the gist I got. And I don't think I think the Board of Selectmen need to allow the ordinance committee to do what they need to do. But I think at this point, they were kind of like, is there a different direction we should be going in? And I'd be willing to sit down with them at the next meeting and try to work and see if we can come up with something that works for everybody.
Like I said, I don't know how knowledgeable they are on this stuff on the lake.
Right.
I think they really need to talk to somebody that will explain it to them. Maybe, I don't know, County Trolley and that group put it together.
I think so, yeah.
Maybe they should sit down and go over it and explain stuff to them.
Yeah, they were there at least one meeting. There was
Oh,
quite a few people there that came in to talk about it. But, yeah, I mean, I don't wake surf, I don't wakeboard anymore. But, I understand, what's needed for that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like Mark Skelton is on the ordinance committee, understands that as well. He's got a ski boat too. So we'll go back to the drawing board on this and kind of work on it through the winter. And see where we end up. Anyone have anything else? Denise still awake or?
Yeah, no, that sounds good. I agree with everything you just asked.
Yeah. All right. Appointments? None. We do have a big meeting tomorrow night. Have at least 2 people interested in Board of Ed. I think the other positions are Pete Longo on Lake Authority. I imagine he'll stay on. We have a couple positions on sewer, which I believe they're gonna stay on. And an alternate sewer that'll stay on, and there's just an opening for alternate sewer as well. And the only other thing is, Phil Burkett did resign from the Board of Finance. He felt he's got enough on his plate and time perhaps for someone else to, jump on board. Been doing it a long time, so. Definitely accept his with regret, but understanding that, he's got plenty of other things to do and, he wants to do them. Anything else?
Is there just that one opening on the Board of Finance? Or is there an alternate?
Well, Adele has not submitted her,
Oh, okay.
official resignation letter yet. So what I think is gonna happen, they'll move Mark Johnson from alternate to fill Phil's position.
Okay.
And then there'll be an open spot for us to, well, no.
Alternate vacancy.
Yeah, they can seat one alternate. And we can seat another alternate, and when
Right.
Adele's letter comes in, they'll be able to seat someone in that,
And,
because of the 30-day rule after
Right,
someone
right.
is off the job.
Huh.
So, it's good, we got a good board,
Phil's put a lot of years in, so.
yeah. Sit back and relax a little.
Yeah.
That's all I had for now. Let's see, Thursday night is a Board of, Ed meeting, I'm not, John, do you know where that is?
I believe it's a warrant. Yeah, pretty sure.
A long ways out there. Yeah,
Tomorrow night our meeting's at 6.
6 o'clock town meeting, yep.
Yeah.
And then October 22nd is the hearing for Board of Ed referendum informational hearing, I guess. That's at 7 at the intermediate school, I believe, in Litchfield.
Is it summer? Yeah, you're right, summer.
At the intermediate school?
Yeah,
Yeah,
auditorium.
is it 6 or 7?
I don't know, I should check, make sure. Don't take my word for it.
Okay, well, I'll check.
Show up an hour late, oops. And,
Posting all those on our, website or social media.
yeah, I mean, the town meeting is on the website and the, Facebook. And I think after tomorrow night, I'll put the hearing, informational hearing on, Facebook, or I can do it tomorrow. And just,
Yeah, that'd be great.
yeah, definitely gotta get the word out there, it's important. So, oh, and, I think I did mention, started the bathroom renovation probably Monday. They have to move the heat, so we're gonna close down both bathrooms for a week. Hopefully not the full week. And then after that, we will have probably what's currently the men's bathroom will be a single-use bathroom until we get the ladies' room all redone as much as we can, and then redo the men's bathroom, so. Good project, needed it for a long time. So.
Yeah.
All right,
Looking forward to it.
yeah,
Me too.
oh, the heated seats and everything
Oh,
there.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn,
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
anyone score yet? Can't tell.
2-1, not us,
Oh.
but if we win this, we might go to state.
Oh, wow,
Wow.
all those in favor?
Aye.
448. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Benny.